All right, we're live. We're live. Welcome everyone. Let's see who's in the chat. Well, vegan, of course, who says he cannot stay. Apparently, he's boarding. He's playing. Well, safe flight. Don't fly Boeing. And my friend Revolta 269. She's my friend.
Hi.
She's my real life friend of I don't know 20 years now.
Oh, that's awesome. Does she
Yeah.
live near you?
No, we've never lived near, but we're best friends. For some reason, it happened, but it's the internet.
Yeah.
But
Very
yeah,
cool.
how you doing,
I'm good.
Lauren?
I'm good. Thanks for having me on your show. Yeah,
Yeah, of course, definitely. Thanks for coming here to the show, and finally we're able to do this thing because last time there was like this big storm that happened,
that's right.
and my power went out. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Sky says, nice. Hope you guys are doing well. Hey, thank you there, Sky. But yeah, so it was all kinds of crazy. I had no electricity and
Oh
obviously no
gosh.
internet. And when I finally could communicate something, was just to message you that hey, tell the people there that the
Yes.
situation.
It happens. That's
It
all
was
right.
crazy.
Yeah. All that
And
matters is that you're safe.
yeah, and today, well, there's another storm looming actually.
Yeah.
But it's not gonna be as big, I hope. But well, I don't know. Let's see. Let's on go vegan, of course. That's
Yes,
right, vegan, of
definitely.
course.
Go vegan. Don't use animals. It's so easy.
Yeah, it's so easy, right? But some
Yeah.
people don't seem to get the message. Why do you think that is?
I I think people don't want to get certain messages. I think people are just really happy making the choices that they make, or else they would make different choices. And so I think that they'll look for justifications and excuses, and they'll look for, any sort of, reason to validate what they already want to do and confirm their bias and their cognitive dissonance, and
Right.
I think it applies in so many different ways, and especially to veganism. I mean, yeah, there's just no excuse. There's no excuse for animal use or abuse.
No.
All use is abuse, you
Yeah,
know?
all use is abuse. Basically, it is, and it's crazy the amount of things that use animals. The amount of I don't know everyday objects or whatever it is that have rampant animal use and abuse, and that we may not even be aware of.
It's so
Like
true.
before this thing, I didn't even know that markers like have like animal fats or something in them. I was like a freaking marker. Like why?
Or
Cr-
like glue is like horse tendons and collagen and stuff like that
Oh
sometimes.
man,
I know.
yeah,
I mean,
glue,
yeah,
yeah.
I noticed this a lot, like through the kids' school things, like
Mm-hmm.
the way that other parents and families and the school itself are just so closed off to it. Actually, I made a lot of, I feel like I've made kind of an impact on the preschool that my little one's going to, though. Like last week we had muffins with mom
Uh
for
huh.
Mother's Day, and they bought all vegan muffins for the whole class because of Zach, my son.
All right.
And then I just got a text from the principal of the preschool because they're doing like a farewell lunch, and they invite the parents. So she's like, "Did you guys want peanut butter and jelly or vegan hot dogs?" So she, reached out to us, and so they're
Mm-hmm.
having these options. And
Nice.
I know they think, because they hear me speak up, but yeah, it's just so people are so blind to these systems of oppression that are underlying everything we do. And then once you see it, you can't unsee it, right?
Yeah, that's the other thing. And I actually, before I went vegan, I used to think like, man, the world must be really terrible must be a living nightmare for vegans. Obviously, for animals, it is, but vegans, like, because I would see billboards and stuff like, fast food and this and that, and advertisement like on TV, the internet. It's all, fast food, this and
Hmm.
that, other thing, or leather or whatever. And it's like, man, for a vegan, this thing must be like hell because they're constantly bombarded with, advertisement for dead animal stuff. And it's crazy.
It is.
And I now realize because we've made friends with Skyjack,
Yes.
and I realized through this friend of his, Jess McKay, that even Sesame Street is not vegan because the feathers and stuff,
Right. And
and
not
Fraggle
willing to
Rock and
change,
stuff.
right? I mean, that's the
Yeah,
other thing. They get the like Sky always says, when somebody is a good person and you present them with information about how their behavior is harming somebody, then they choose to change, right? But you
right.
just asked that, why do some people choose not to change, and why do some people dig down and bear down? I think, I mean, I have, as a therapist, I have opinions about
Oh,
that.
interesting, interesting.
um,
Yeah,
but
sure. So you're a
doesn't
therapist.
treat anyone, but
All right,
not those people. But yeah,
right.
I do have a private practice, and I do mental health clinical therapy.
Oh, you do. Ah, that's
Yeah.
that's great.
Yeah, so like I'm a yoga teacher. I have my
Mm-hmm.
200-hour training in yoga. I don't right now I like do more trauma informed yoga. So I teach yoga at like an eating disorder clinic.
Oh,
Not
wow.
every week. I just substitute there right now. And then also like I have my plant-based nutrition certification from Cornell Online because I wanted to like make sure that like my kids would and I wouldn't be deficient when I made this big lifestyle change.
Right,
And I
exactly.
wanted to have the facts and the information to deal with
Right.
people, you know.
Right,
Um,
exactly. Well, that's great. Yeah.
yeah. But like my main job is to be a therapist.
Interesting. And I did read because I was reading like your blog, like
Mm,
you have this
yeah.
web page and stuff. Because
Mhm.
you sent me a recipe of yours, but
Right.
I started like reading the whole thing,
Oh
so
yeah,
I
for
was
tofu. Tofu
right, right,
nuggets, right.
yeah, the
Okay.
tofu, yes. So I was like, this is interesting. So I started to see it. So there's like an actual connection with like yoga and the yoga principles and stuff with veganism.
Yeah, I was actually I have this book here. This is one of the best books I've ever read, and it's called Yoga and Veganism.
Ah,
And so in yoga, there's something there's five like different rules, right, for achieving enlightenment. Like that's the ultimate goal of yoga. Um, and So there's different like kind of practices and rules for how to conduct yourself daily, and to things to work on. And so this goes through the book, and it takes each one of those rules, and it explains like why that rule supports veganism as a way of life. Like you've heard people talk about ahimsa, like nonviolence,
right,
and veganism is I mean yoga is about like nonviolence. Ahimsa is one of the main practices, that's one of those rules, but they never talk about on your plate or your jackets or your shoes. And I've been practicing yoga for, I don't even want to tell you, I'm older than I look, but like almost 20 years. And it didn't even come up really like veganism
right.
in yoga until I was in training to be a teacher, which was, maybe like 5 or 6 years ago. And it was kind of like in passing, just brushed off. So I found this book on my own
Oh, wow.
when I started to like really be like, oh wait, all those things that they're saying, like it's true, that don't really make sense when you're, stabbing someone in the throat for a sandwich. You said how you noticed all the advertisements. I think that's so empathetic of you, because I didn't think that like, oh, it must be hard to be a vegan to see that until I was the vegan and I saw that. I didn't think about how it might impact vegans before it impacted me.
Right.
Yeah. So, but you're right. That's really the forced lifestyle. Like, and another thing that I see so clearly with my kids, whereas the other parents are not saying to their children, this hurts an animal and this doesn't. Which one do you want? That's giving a child a choice. And that's what I've said to my kids. And
Right.
so my kids never choose to hurt an animal, and neither would any of the other kids, because every time I've asked their friends, they have no problem saying exactly how they feel, because that's what we're teaching them all the time.
Exactly. No, that's great.
So yoga means union,
Mm-hmm.
and it's kind of like connecting your mind, your body, your spirit, and then your practices, right? Like, so for me, like the yoga, you do like a, oh, that's cool. I've been on Jamie's podcast before too. We
Ah,
talked a couple
nice.
years ago. Yeah, not the one she's doing now, but like it's Jamie's
Ah,
Corner
right.
before.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But the thing about yoga for me, I always say is like it really happens, like the practice really happens when you step off of your mat and into your life and apply it to, who you are and what you're doing. And I want to clarify that being spiritual doesn't mean being kind and nice and handing people baskets of flowers when you're trying to tell them something. I mean, really, like
Right.
being spiritual means like, hey, you need to hold yourself accountable and take responsibility for your crap. And it's not about the person who says it to you or how they say it to you, because that's just ad hominem. It's about the message and why it strikes a chord with you. That's spirituality, reflecting on why this person said something to you that makes you uncomfortable. And it has nothing to do with them and everything to do with you every time. And as a therapist and a yoga teacher and a spiritual practitioner, it's not about the delivery of the message. It's about your reaction to it. And that's your responsibility. Just like when we talk to people about being vegan and how they don't like how it makes them feel. So they attack us or they send us a bacon troll or,
Right.
emoji or whatever. So it's like, just thinking about taking responsibility for why is it what this person's saying irking me,
Right, right. All right, so I want to take a moment
You
to,
gave me
let
the
me
moment to talk
see, to
to
greet these
you.
awesome people.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Bondo. Yeah, I'm
John,
25.
though. Yeah.
40, 42. 42. Gonna be 43 in July.
Oh, really? July?
Yeah.
That's interesting. What
Yeah.
day? What day?
The 11th.
The 11th. That's crazy. I'm July 10th.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that's
And,
awesome.
and I'm going to be 41 on July 10th.
Okay.
So,
Okay. Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, that's really cool. Summer babies.
yeah, that's great. All
Yeah.
right, so let me see something.
Yeah.
Still young. Yes,
So
that's
young.
right,
Yeah.
Sky.
And if you're not enjoying it as you're getting older, like you're doing something wrong. That's what I think.
I mean, right, exactly. I don't know. I
You
still
know?
feel like, I'm a kid at heart.
Yeah,
So,
you have to
yeah.
be. You have to be.
oh, Karina is also here. Thank you for
Karina.
being here. John Doe, awesome. A
Karina.
legend. Justin Viola, also. Another
Yes.
legendary
Yeah, I actually have a
person.
couple. I have a
Gary.
couple clients. You just said we need therapists treating. We need vegan therapists treating dystopia. I actually have a couple of clients who come to me like privately coaching because they want a vegan therapist, and
Uh-huh.
so
Yeah, I guess
to
that's the
agree.
other thing. Like, for a vegan, like, we might want to have, like, everything, like, even the, like, our doctors, people we talk to, professionals, whatever, to be vegan as well, so they can understand where we're coming from,
Hmm.
because we do not nothing like, for example, I my father always is always like, oh, I'm gonna go to some nutritionist or something, and I'm like, I tell him, like, yeah, nutritionists, they're full of it, like,
They don't
they're
know
not,
either, right?
yeah, they don't know anything.
Hmm.
And I tell him to do a challenge, like, okay, let the nutritionist give you a, like, the list of, I don't know, make the schedule, whatever food you're going to supposedly eat, and then let's see what he, like, tells you. And
Hmm.
because it's always like the same thing, it's always like, oh, well, like a bunch of vegetables, fruits, but also like salmon
Right, and
or
chicken.
chicken. It's like, it's always like chicken and salmon, as if chicken and salmon are somehow these magical
Right.
animal
When chicken,
creatures, like, what the
yeah,
hell?
when chicken's like one of the highest sodium and cholesterol foods you could eat, and salmon's one of the fish in general is one of the most toxic foods you can eat because of all the plastic, right? Not,
Yeah,
I mean, not that that's, it's really about the chicken and the salmon for
right,
me, but
exactly, yeah,
I know sometimes like you have to meet, like you said, why don't they care? Because sometimes you have to meet them where they are and then they still don't care. And then you have to know when to move on, you know?
right,
And
yeah.
that's why I like to do all kinds of different activism, because I think there's like so many different yeah, I'm young. 42 is young. I agree.
yeah.
Um yeah. Oh, hey, Elf. Um, yeah,
Ah,
I think, yeah, I like to
nice.
do like I love to do cubes because I love to talk to people who are like looking at their choices and saying, "Do you really think that you can call yourself a moral agent while you're paying for, this pig to experience this gas chamber right here?" Like I'll do that's how I talk to them, and I love to
Mm.
really put people on the spot like that. I'm like, do you think you can call yourself a good person while you're just eating this animal and crapping him down your bum and carrying on like you're a good person, you know.
Right.
So I love cubes. I've done a couple recently. Like we had, I don't know, we got a grant through somebody to like sample some vegan milks and do a taste test and do a vegan cheese sample. But I think you saw I the last time I did activism, there was like a literal shooting across the street, and
Oh,
me,
right.
yeah, and me and my 10-year-old was with me for the first time. He's so sweet and cute too. Like he was like doing the activism. He knows what happens to cows in the dairy industry, and he was like telling people about it, you know. Um, but yeah, we went inside and like as we were walking out, somebody started shooting. So so we're trying to plan another time for me to get back out there. And I think maybe like in early June we're gonna go do another cube. So
Oh man, poor Sky Jack Morgan. He was looking forward to his 42nd birthday, and then the pandemic hit. Well,
uh
you know, it is it is
yeah,
what it is.
isn't 42 the answer to all of life's questions
Yeah, he
or
said.
something? The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy?
Yeah,
The
the
meaning of the
meaning.
universe and life and everything. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, there. I missed that before.
42. Yeah. Has anyone read Eternal
No, but I've
Treblinka? No, I
heard
haven't.
of it. It's an animal rights book, right?
I haven't. Yeah, Carnies on the Bunk promotes it a
Okay.
lot. He talks
Is
about it. I think. Yeah, I've
is
heard
it
him talk about that one. Yeah.
okay? Who wrote it? Is it Alex Hershoff's book or something?
I don't know
Okay.
right
Okay,
now.
we
Sky
can look.
might know who wrote it. But yeah,
Guys, speed it up.
yeah. But yeah, no, that's the thing. I'm thinking about downloading it. Oh
Oh,
yeah, probably yeah. So this thing is kind of like that. So if you go to like a nutritionist, like I was saying, they're not gonna tell you. They're gonna tell you to eat salmon and stuff like that,
mm,
unless you tell them, okay, but without animals. Like I don't want to eat
mm,
animals. What can you? And then if they give you the answer, okay, without animals, this is what you can do. Then they knew that you could be healthy on a whole foods plant-based diet, and they were too lazy to give you that because they're thinking the default is the animal eating, right? It's the
right,
default that people want to do, so they're not going to tell you to cut it out.
right,
So that's, to me, that's kind of cowardice, like you're not, like, if I were a nutritionist, well, now that I'm vegan, obviously, that's what I would do. I'd be like, yeah, dude, like, eat lentils, eat chickpeas,
right.
oat, oats, all of that. Don't forget about the salmon and the chicken and all that.
Right. It's so funny. Like I was just thinking about that today. Like it's literally as hard for me to be vegan every day as it was hard for me every day I wasn't
Mm,
vegan to not eat dogs. Like it was that simple. I just didn't ever think like, "Oh my God, need to go eat a dog right now." Like I never that's how easy it is for me to be vegan with every other animal, that as easy as it is
mm.
to not want to eat dogs and to never have wanted to eat dogs in my life, you know?
Right,
And
right.
I think it helps. Like yesterday, I went and I went to the sanctuary that I volunteer at, and she
Mhm.
had a little tour, and I helped kind of orchestrate the tour with her. And it's so cool to like attach people to the animals that they have never experienced in any other way except for their dead body parts on their plates. Um, and
Right.
I love that kind of activism too.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy how we just randomly assign animals different functions or different feelings depending on their species or depending on our personal attachment to them. Like I was reading this news about a family who are crushed because their pet pigs were mistakenly killed by a butcher. And I'm like, okay, but you still eat other animals or probably other pigs,
Probably
and you
other pigs.
and you had these ones as your pets,
Right.
which is still problematic to have, but okay, but you have them as you consider them as something more than just like, oh yeah, no, this is just bacon, whatever. Like no,
Hmm.
you gave them probably a name, you gave them a personality, everything, and they gave him like love or whatever, and but to those animals, but then they're like crying now because the butcher killed them. That's what the butcher does to all other animals.
Right.
So I don't know, it's crazy.
Well, yeah, and they use words like, oh, they render them, and they, what else do they say? That's cute. Hi, Sky Koreanism.
Yeah.
Yeah, now they're saying they render them or process them or whatever, but
Yeah,
crazy.
exactly. They use these euphemisms like "oh, process" or something like that. It's crazy.
It is
I don't
crazy.
I don't know. It's like crazy. Like there's this viral video also about this news. They were doing yeah, they were doing the news, and there was a pig. The pig's name was Crispy Bacon. So
Oh,
the anchor guy starts laughing at the name of the pig, like, "Oh, Crispy Bacon." I'm like, that's not that's not funny. Like they named the animal something evil.
yeah.
Like
They
it's
have to do that to make themselves feel like good people doing such a horrible thing. Like
yeah.
today I just saw a Facebook post, somebody that I knew when I lived in Georgia, and it was like, "Oh, we have these she didn't have animals at the time, but it's like, "Oh,
Mm,
we have these lambs ready to go."
right.
And somebody commented and was like, "They taste delicious." Like that's how they have, like, who looks at a picture of a baby lamb and is like, "Yum." A freaking psychopath. I mean, I don't know what else you call that.
I
Sorry, I have a
mean,
potty mouth. But
yeah. Nah, don't worry about it.
okay, I don't know if you're like
This
into
channel,
trouble.
this
Yeah.
channel is not monetized, so it doesn't matter. You can say whatever.
I don't know all the rules.
Yeah, I don't
Um,
know all the rules either, but it's not monetized anyway, so I'm not losing
okay.
anything. Don't worry.
I don't want to prevent you from ever
Nah,
making.
nah, don't worry about it. But yeah, it's crazy for sure. It's like, oh yeah, it looks so this like that. What is that? But I'm betting that those people would not bite into the actual living creature.
Right. Or
They
would
will
he
not take a bite out of them.
I bet he wouldn't even kill the lamb himself, to talk that game. I'm pretty
Probably.
sure he
Eh,
wouldn't. I mean,
we don't know that.
some of them would, you're
Yeah.
right. But he
Yeah.
wasn't
Sure.
like, I mean, he was my husband's boss. He wasn't the kind of guy who was like, I'm going hunting. Like that
Right.
wasn't his. He was the kind of guy who was like, I'm going to, open my wallet to the street vendor and eat the food that
Right.
he killed or somebody else killed because he's. So
Right.
again, I think just those continuous like detachments from what you're doing and how it impacts another living being, and how you've been brainwashed for 60 something years.
Okay. So now it is
I hear the
raining
rain.
heavily. Yeah.
I
Oh, you
hear
can
it
hear it.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Like, well, let's hope the electric grid holds up and the
Oh
internet.
gosh. Do you lose it a lot? Do you lose your power a lot there?
I don't know. This is something that happens here. Like, it's weird. Like the Texas electricity is not it's not good,
Yeah.
and it's also like detached from the rest of the country. So it's like their own. Texas has its
Right.
own
Its
electricity,
own
like
grid.
their own electric grid.
Right.
So because it's not connected to any other state or anything, if we run out of power, there's no
That's
one
it.
to help us. Like that's it. We're on
Yeah.
our own. It's
You're on your own.
crazy. It's
Yeah.
absolutely crazy.
It is crazy.
And but yeah, I don't know. It's Texas, I guess. But yeah, it is crazy. But let's hope it holds up.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we were going about, yeah, these lamps and this stuff. It's really, I don't know. It's crazy that how do you, like, I don't know, you're a therapist, you told me. So I don't know, what is it, what process, what mind thing is there that when you're not vegan, you also think these things. Like you can see like a picture of a fat pig or something, and you're like, oh yeah, juicy, pork chop, whatever.
Hmm.
But then when you're vegan, it's like that's horrible.
It's horrible.
you know
It's horrible. Yeah. I
it's
mean,
horrible. It's a complete 180. It's like, what is this?
yeah, I mean, I think it's like indoctrination and brainwashing, and then also like a choice to be willfully ignorant, and also cognitive dissonance is it's such a powerful like defense mechanism from being a spiritual person or a person who takes
Mm,
responsibility for yourself and your actions and what's really happening behind them, like, so yeah, I think that has a lot to do.
right. But now I have an interesting question. Oh, vegan animal defender is here. Nice, nice. All right. So now I have a question. So we're gonna get into that also about, because you're Jewish, obviously. So I want to know something about the Jewish people, because
Yeah,
I know they don't eat pigs,
right.
but it's because they don't like them. Like it's
Except I don't really think that's true because I feel like
or
a lot
why
of Jewish
is it?
people
Why
I
is
know
it?
do eat pigs. Like I mean, I grew up Jewish, but the majority of the people that I knew were not people who kept kosher because there's different like sects of Judaism. So
All
like
right.
Reform Jews, there's conservative Jews, there's Orthodox Jews. So like Orthodox Jews and conservative Jews, they probably really don't eat bacon, but like most of the Reform Jews, which make up, I mean, that's like you said, that's interesting how you called it a people because we have a religion, but a lot of Jews don't practice the religion and they value like the traditions and
Yeah.
so like I'm atheist, but like
Right.
it's still my culture, my heritage, my ethnicity, my traditions. So we did eat bacon in my house growing up.
Okay.
But the reason why people don't eat bacon is like it's like a split hoofed animal. Like that's the whole
Okay.
yeah.
Split hoof. And that's like, so if someone says name the trade, that's what they're gonna say. Split
Yeah,
hoof.
that would be the thing. That would be the thing. Yeah. Why is vegan yoga? When have I ever said on my platform that you have to follow my human rights issue to be vegan? I've never said that, whoever you are. Vegan Animal Defender 269. If you want to point out to me where I've said that, I'd be
Oh,
happy to
okay. I
see it.
downloaded it. He downloaded the Treblinka book. I didn't know it
Right.
was up for download, but okay.
Yeah.
Let me see. Vegan Animal Defender. Yeah, I don't think that's what she's exactly doing. Like we have to understand that she's Jewish, so obviously this conflict that she's speaking about all the time basically
Is this the
is
same
because
person who has
something.
pictures of himself with keffiyeh all over his profile?
No, I don't think so.
Oh,
No, no,
okay.
no, not at all. No, Vegan
Oh,
Animal
okay.
Defender is a
I don't
total
know.
100% vegan. Like not
Okay. So what I'm using my platform right now is to stand up in the over 1,000% increase in anti-Semitic hate that's been directed at myself, my children who have police officers in their preschool parking lot, and a armed guard on call all the time, which he was there before October 7th. But since Jews were attacked, we've been attacked even more. So I'm using my platform to speak up for my rights and my family's rights. And that would be a great thing to ask yourself why that makes you uncomfortable.
right.
It
And
does,
I,
you know?
by the way, there's this channel called Bible Dump Podcast, and apparently they talked about the cloven hoof.
Yeah.
That's interesting because I really wanted to know. Because apparently, this is what I've been hearing. Because I don't know much about the different religions and stuff. Don't know much except the one I was raised in, which is Catholicism. Which I don't know, it's ridiculous, but but anyway, the thing is that I always saw like the Jewish people, they didn't eat pigs because they were like a filthy animal or something like
That's
that.
what
I
they
don't know.
say, but they're not. They're actually really clean. I mean, because like, um,
Right,
yeah, actually, yesterday when I was at the sanctuary, I was talking to the owner of the sanctuary, and she said in her house at night, 4 pigs, 3 dogs sleep in there, and she said her husband is the messiest one of all the that she'd rather have pigs in her house than dogs, that they're cleaner than them. The only
right,
the only reason why they go in mud is if they don't have any other resources, and they do it for. Um, Insects, which I didn't know, to cool themselves off, and also for sun
right,
protection.
right,
I didn't
right.
know those were the 3 reasons that pigs.
Yeah,
I thought
and
it was just for like cooling.
the other
Makes
thing
my
is
sweat.
in Venezuela we do have like a warning about pig consumption because of a bacteria or something present in them. So
Hmm.
you have to, like, I mean, it's horrible, but you like, if you people who are going to eat pigs, they have to like really cook them, like make sure that they cook them at a temperature and stuff because of a bacteria or something. And
Yeah,
that, I was like, what? Why are we doing this anyway? Like,
yeah,
it was never like when I wasn't vegan. That wasn't one of my go-to,
right,
animals to eat really.
right.
And at the end of it, I started to really get disgusted by the whole thing, and I had to, like, because I was living with my father. So when I went vegan, we were all living in a house here in Houston, and they were doing, like barbecue grills stuff every Sunday, and I started to just feel disgusted with the whole thing. The more they did it, the more disgusted I was, and
Yeah,
this was before I went vegan, and I had to smother the whole chunk of flesh in guacamole just to make it like I don't want to taste this anymore. Like, and
Yeah.
I said to my family, I said to them, I'm gonna go vegan one of these days. And they were like laughing at me, like, oh yeah, sure, whatever. But one day I really did it. I was like, you know what? No, that's it. I can't take this anymore. This is terrible. Yeah. But
Yeah. I mean, I think like there were I think I don't know if you have a troll or if that guy's joking, but he keeps posting the same weird thing about laughing at pigs screaming or something. Um, but yeah, I like had different periods throughout my life where like the idea of eating animals just really put me
okay,
off.
I think we have an impersonator
Yeah, I
here.
mean, I think he's like a bot because he's literally just repeating the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we have like either the impersonator took over or something because Mike apparently was here, but now it's this impersonator. I don't know if you know this is going around, but there's like impersonators of different channels. So the
Imagine
sound like
like
someone who does
being
the
so
liberation pledge.
desperate for attention.
Let me see. Yeah, this is the yeah
You
this is
just
the
block him and then he'll go away forever and
yeah
you'll
this
never
is the
bother him.
yeah this is the fake mic.
Whoever Mike is, he's on a stream right now.
Let me see how I do this. Delete comment, ban user, and delete their comments. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. That's
There
terrible.
you go.
But yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know if you were aware of this, but there's these impersonators who are doing this thing. They're
he's
impersonating
weird.
all of us. Like they made horrible videos with Sky, Karina, uh, the Mike, the Corn King,
That's
uh,
cognitive dissonance. So those people now can,
me.
yeah, if
Yeah,
they put you down, they can feel lifted up. And then they can be like, oh, yeah, this is right what I'm doing because these people are bad people and I'm a good person. I mean, it's just like
caught up with some trolls
basic.
on another channel. Gotta go. Have a great live stream. Oh man, so flying to Dallas, dude. You're
Bye,
flying to
Sky.
Dallas. Like, if you don't come to Houston, man, like we're gonna,
He's
you
not
know,
flying to Dallas. He's flying to Dallas on his way home to California, though. He's not staying
ah,
there.
yeah,
Yeah.
Sky, just passing, just passing me by. Okay, okay, we got impersonator in the chat. That's not Mike. AJ. Okay, yeah, I already banned the fake Mike.
I took the Liberation Pledge. Did you take the Liberation Pledge?
I didn't. I think the liberation pledge is that thing where you don't even like
Yeah, you won't eat with
talk to
people
your
who are.
family if they.
No, you just don't eat food with them if they're eating animals. I don't sit at the table with people who are eating animals. My family knows that if they want to eat with me, then we have to go to a vegan restaurant or I'm cooking or it's not happening. We can do something else.
Right. Well, I haven't really done that, but now I just don't even go. I just
Do
don't
you
even.
live near your
I don't know.
family?
I mean,
Like,
kind. I mean,
like,
I have some family here. Like
yeah,
my dad lives in the same street as I do.
yeah,
I have a sister who lives kind of far away, but we still like they still we're Venezuelan, so we're always like trying to get together, whatever. So the problem is that I just can't take it anymore. It's terrible. They always go to horrible restaurants where I don't even want to be there,
yeah,
and I'm like, what do I do? Either I go to this birthday or hang out with these people, or I don't. Like, what is this? And they're always like, oh, well, see the menu if there's something vegan for you. And like, that's not what I care about. I don't care if there's anything for me. I care that you don't do this anymore. But
right.
they don't do any of that. And when I tell them, hey, there's this awesome vegan place that we could go to, they just, you know, like, oh, yeah, no, that's not happening, and whatever. Not even for my
Mm,
birthday. So I'm like,
yeah.
what the hell? So this year, what I did was, what I'm gonna do in July is gonna be that I'm just gonna be at a vegan place. Anyone wants to see me, go there.
Oh, there
Done.
you go.
If not, then you don't see me.
Yeah.
Goodbye. That's what's going to happen.
Or you could come here and we can have a birthday party together. And we can
Yeah.
invite all our vegan friends. I know
Right.
I know Sky is actually supposed to be coming through here sometime in June.
Right. But where are you?
I'm in
What state?
Kansas. I'm in the Kansas City area.
Kansas City. Oh,
Yeah,
okay, 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 okay.
Kansas City.
Right.
So, the animal rights group that I work with here, like we do street activism, and we're working right now to help free this little monkey that's he's it's so sad, it breaks my heart. He's lived in a cage in the middle of a pet store for 17 years, all alone, and like locked in this cage with no privacy. It's so heartbreaking. Like we've gone there and like done demonstrations and stuff, but we got PETA involved and we allowed like what?
Oh no, we got another
Yeah, like I mean
impersonator.
here, oh okay, look, we have an anti-Semite. Woohoo,
No, this is another. No,
congratulations.
this is the impersonator. This is not Vegan Power Lab.
All right, well.
This is the troll again.
Well, these people really need to have some mental health.
Man alive, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, okay,
Man.
so how does vegan yoga mama define veganism? Veganism is not using animals, which I don't fucking do, and I haven't for about 4 years, and neither does anybody in my family. There's four of us. Um, is that I don't wear them, I don't eat them, I don't use them, I don't ride them. I do activism to educate other people. Does it pass your test? Do you know that 269 in your handle comes from a calf that was rescued by a Jew in Israel? I wonder if you know that.
Right.
From a dairy farm in Israel. Do you know that your whole identity stems from a vegan Jew, vegan animal defender 269? Just
All
wondering.
right.
So I just,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, this is what's so frustrating to me is that the anti Semitism in this movement has tried to separate these things. You can
Right.
advocate for human rights and you can advocate for animal rights without making a stipulation that people have to agree with you on your human rights issue in order to be an animal rights activist, which I have never done. Yet I have repeatedly had people standing up against me tell me that if I don't believe in what they believe in, I'm not who I know I am. And I don't let people who, don't know who they are define me, So, yeah,
Right. Exactly. But here's the thing. Yeah. With vegan animal defender. Yeah. Ah, well, some people are like really hardcore, like I am too. I go like, no, try not to talk about this human issue or that human
yeah,
issue. But sometimes, I understand it. I understand what you're doing, obviously,
yeah,
because you have to, like, you have to defend yourself, even though it's crazy that you have to justify your existence.
yeah,
It's ridiculous
yeah.
that you have to justify yourself
Well,
and your family, your kids, and everything
to
to
people who don't even know me or
Yeah,
themselves.
exactly.
Like
Yeah,
that's just
that's
so
absolutely
ridiculous. Like,
crazy. Yeah.
and if you think that this conflict, I mean, there's so many like real issues. And I think this is really important to notice that the people who are, like you just said, there's a difference. People who are obsessed with thinking there's some sort of a liberation cause attached to what they're doing, and it's not just really radical jihadi terrorism that they're supporting, because that's what it is. And Jews speaking out against their own right to exist and not be completely bashed over and over again in the head, told that there's somebody else, told that they believe in all these horrible, atrocious things. Those are literally called blood libels. And if you come to me and continuously say them to me, I am going to stand up for myself. And if you don't think you would do the same, then there's something wrong with you, you know? Here's another troll.
Yeah,
Yeah,
another
I
one.
mean, like, look at this. Look at this. This is the perfect example. Anti-Semitism is a virus. It's not a rational virus. It doesn't make any sense. It takes the worst thing in the world that anybody can be or do and pins it on to the teeny tiniest percent of the population. And
Mm,
it counts everything that that percent of the population has done to advance this world that we
right,
all use so many wonderful things.
right. By the way,
So
I think this is unintentionally hilarious, but it says Adolf Hitler was banned and their comments were removed.
that
I
is
think
great.
I think
I love
that's
it.
unintentionally hilarious. Like, imagine like this, like a modern Hitler in a lifetime. They ban him. Like, where that would
Right.
be. I don't know.
Right.
That sounds kind of comical. But here's the thing, right? The symbol of calf that was saved in Israel, but the symbol doesn't have anything to do with Israel.
No, the symbol was the symbol was the cow's ear tag. The cow was
Yeah,
rescued from a
exactly. Yeah,
dairy farm by a Jew who was a vegan and a Zionist. And
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
A Zionist doesn't mean a genocidal, oppressive, apartheid, whatever you people think it means. It doesn't mean
right.
that at all.
Exactly. Yeah,
And anytime a Jew who represents the most of the thinking of what Zionist is tries to talk, then they just get talked over, and
yeah,
that itself is anti-Semitism. The gaslighting about the anti-Semitism in this movement is anti-Semitism, and it's so hard to know what it is because it's constantly evolving. So you could think you're not doing it, and you could think that you have really great, wonderful intentions, but it's about the impact on your words on people's lives. And we know what causes us danger. We know better than you ever will because I'm living it with the cops outside my kid's school, and you're not. And I'm living it because of your words. And that is something I will speak out about. Like if you are using hate speech against me, I'm gonna fucking talk to you whether you're a vegan or not. I mean, like, get a grip. You would do the same thing. And if people were doing this to gay people or people of color or any other ethnic minority, you'd be putting a square on your social media and, like all these things. So it's just crazy. Yeah.
yeah.
Um,
Okay. Apparently, these trolls are attacking every live stream
yeah.
right
Well,
now. It's
yeah,
like a group of trolls
it's
with different
crazy.
accounts. They're you know,
Are
and
they like they're just random people, or they're people that are involved in the animal rights community,
yeah,
or
basically attacking vegans. There are trolls
oh,
who are just attacking vegans, making fake accounts and making horrible claims about the vegans, and stuff like that. And it's going on,
yeah,
and there's no stopping it. Basically, you like ban someone, and someone else pops up. Like it's crazy.
yeah,
But
it's
yeah,
crazy.
so
But
apparently
you're good at
there's yeah,
managing it.
apparently there's an impersonator of me. There's someone with the turning veganese name tag. Not here, but someone,
You should
and
be
I don't know.
flattered if they want to be like you.
I don't know.
If they're intimidated by you because or
I
that
guess, yeah.
I mean, that's why people would do that. That's why, that's why people would attack vegans. It's, you know,
Yeah.
because something about what vegans are doing doesn't align with their own, hypocrisy. Like, and we point out it. Like, people you don't know, when they bring up an issue to you, like, they're just a reflection of you. Like, it's like if somebody, you know, if somebody makes you feel a certain way because of something they said, then that's yours to deal with.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And yeah, by the way, yeah, just as we were talking about this thing, that's another topic that I want to go through because, like we've talked on Instagram and stuff,
Mhm.
we communicate on Instagram, and this thing about the vegan movement and how certain people just infiltrate this movement, try to make
Right.
it about whatever cause they're trying to promote,
Right.
and then if you don't align with that, they try to kick you out of the movement.
Right. So
We
you have a liberation movement with restriction to access based on your willingness to violate the rights of other group of people. Like, what?
Yeah, it's
And
kind
then
of
it's like
it's
a cult.
crazy.
Yeah. I mean, it's like that's what makes people say veganism is a cult. When you say you have to stand up and make a post about domestic violence right now, or else you are not a vegan. It's the same thing. If you don't stand up
Mm.
right now and make a post about freeing Palestine, you're not vegan. That's what's happening in this
Yeah,
movement.
exactly.
It's
Yes,
the
the
same thing. If you don't
moment.
stand up and make a post about children being abused, there 1 out of 5 children are sexually abused. Where's your post about it? That's an injustice in the world. I mean, there's like 18 real genocides happening right now that nobody's posting anything about. Now we
Yeah,
know, yeah,
exactly.
we know the UN, who has contributed to this attack, lied about the casualty numbers, that people are saying this is a genocide by at least double. And even when it was that number, it was still the most minimal possible ever. And please don't, I know you will. My words are that every casualty in every war is awful and it's horrible and it should not be happening. But why is it happening? Who started what? There was a ceasefire, it was broken in a way that declared a war that if it happened to you in your country, you would demand your government do so many more things, right? So, so yeah. Um, I mean, you literally have pictures of yourself wearing kafiyas all over your platform. Don't tell me how to run my account. Go run your account how you want to. I don't know who you are. I don't owe you anything. And no, I'm not going to do anything that you tell me to do. Thank you. But
But I
no,
don't know.
thank you. I don't know who
But
this
it's
person
really
is.
big. But I don't know. I don't think being an animal defender is like wearing a kafia or whatever. I don't.
Well, there's somebody with the same
No,
name
I've
all over
never.
his
No, it
profile.
must. It must be someone with
All
a
right. Well, I don't know
similar
who it
name,
is. But
because I
no,
haven't
I
seen
don't.
that.
I
Yeah,
don't.
sure.
No, I'm not going to run my account in a way that makes you comfy. So this is anti-Semitism. You're telling me to be less Jewish to
Mm,
make you comfortable on my profile. You are being anti-Semitic right now. The way that I verbalize what's happening to me and my people is making you uncomfortable, and you're telling me to bottle it up. No,
mm.
fuck you. If this wasn't 1,000% increase in anti-Semitism right now, like maybe you could get away with it being a microtransgression. But this is the problem. And no, we will not be silent. And you wouldn't either. And the fact that you even ask us to is a double standard. And that is anti-Semitism. Because you would never expect that the world told you to shut up if you were being attacked and then got attacked from being attacked. Like literally go fucking
Right.
fuck yourself. Like who thinks to themselves, this country just got attacked in the most horrible way in the world. I have to figure out how to justify it and cheer for more. There's something so the matter with you. And then I have to figure out a way to tell the people who are standing up against it to be quiet. Literally, no. Fuck you. Go fuck yourself. Carrie agrees with me. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
look, it's
Yeah,
my
here's your
impersonator.
impersonator.
Yeah,
Thank you for letting us know we
with
struck a
a
chord with you
tip
too.
of a
Goodbye.
penis. Let's see. Okay, bye, impersonator.
What do they do? They just type something out and just like keep sending it again?
All right. So yeah. So Ali asks, "What are calfias?" No, it's
Um,
kafia. It's the one.
yeah,
Yeah,
the
it's a
the
garment.
scarf
Yeah.
that everybody's wearing to represent Palestine, which is actually the same thing as putting a KKK on your head. To people who know what it means, it's a sign and a symbol of terrorism. Period. End of sentence. And
Okay.
if you pick up a Nazi flag and wave it in the air, even if you don't know what that is, and even if that's not your intention, that's what it is, and that's what you're doing. And what it matters to is who it impacts and who is the target of your hate. And we are telling you that what you are doing is hurtful. Are you a good person who reassesses what they're doing when they're told that what they're doing is hurtful? Or are you a racist bigot? It's not a hard choice. You would never, ever let Black people tell you, oh, you're being racist, and then fight back with them for 7 months. Like, are you kidding? That's what you people have done. And it does
Right. Right.
not reflect Jews, it reflects yous. Like, I couldn't make it any clearer.
All right. Let me
Yeah.
see. I mean, no, it's. I mean, Ali, it's not ignorance. I mean, I guess ignorance is
No,
just not
no,
knowing
no.
something,
It's not
but
ignorant
it's
at
like,
all. Yeah.
it's just like,
What would
I mean,
be
not knowing
ignorant
well.
would be to wear it not knowing what it meant. That would be ignorant.
Yeah,
To ask what it is
exactly.
isn't
Yeah,
ignorant. To put it
yeah,
on
no,
thinking it's
exactly.
a sign of peace when it's really a sign of terrorism, that's
Right,
ignorant.
exactly. Like I didn't
Yeah.
even know what it was. Even like I was like, what is this thing that they're wearing? It's like
Yeah, but
those green scarves that the feminists in like they're wearing, like the green things, like an ascot that they're wearing. I don't know, it's weird.
yeah,
But
yeah.
okay, so now so I'm basically by the way, but I really do comments.
So it's about using the vegan platform to promote human rights. No, but see, that's what you're not understanding. I'm not conflating the two. I'm not saying you have to support me to be vegan. I've never said that. I'm standing up for my rights and I'm educating people about what they refuse to like. That's different. And and you don't get to tell me how to use my voice. Like, who
Yeah,
are
but
you? You're not even
yeah,
telling people your name or you're showing us your face. Like, literally, no, 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 no. I believe what I say, and I get to use my voice how I want to on my platform. And no, I'm not going to make another page or change my name to make you comfortable. It does make you uncomfortable because you're still, after what I just said, you're still trying to tell me which to stop doing something I'm not even doing. I've never once said you have to support this cause to be vegan. And neither has anybody else who stands with me. Like, I've never seen a Zionist Jew say you have to support us to be vegan.
Well, that's right. I haven't seen it.
But you've
I haven't
seen
seen it.
tons of people who are supporting Hamas say you have to support us to be
Hmm.
vegan. They
Right.
literally slide into my DMs every single day, AJ. I've never sent anybody a message to, unless they were a close friend of mine, to say, hey, listen, what you're saying is kind of harmful and hurtful. Can you think about that? And I've only done that to like 2 people.
Okay, no, but okay, VAD. Wait a minute. I don't think that's what she's doing at all. She's not promoting human rights with a vegan platform. She's defending her existence, like basically justifying her entire existence and the existence of her people because of people who are, ignorant about all of this. And it's a terrible situation, and it's not like she wants to do this. I bet if it was for her, she would not
I
be,
was just going to say that.
doing
I
it.
would love to do nothing but animal. I would do anything to go back to only giving animal rights. That's the difference. They're virtue signaling. I'm fighting for my own existence and my own right to exist in fucking peace. While these little bitches send me messages telling me to be someone else. No, that's what you're doing. No, you be someone else. Go somewhere else if you don't want to listen to me. Don't follow me. I don't care about having followers. Like, it's an issue because the vegans in the community are being ostracized. The Jewish vegans in the community are being
Exactly.
told that we're not going to be accepted into animal rights space. That is promoting the human rights issue in a vegan platform. Going into a meeting at a animal rights thing and saying we don't want no Zionists here, you can't come here. That is exploiting the movement for your politics. No Jew has ever said you can't come to my event. Nobody has ever said that, ever. We want
Oh,
everyone to come.
mm,
We want
okay.
everyone to come.
Oh, look,
Oh, I
Omar
love
Vegan
you
runs.
too.
Omar, we've been trying to set up a talk. Actually, Omar is an ex-Muslim, so I'm very interested
Oh, that's
in
cool.
talking to him.
Hey,
Yeah,
Omar.
exactly, because he's
Thank
got a lot
you.
of stories and things to
Yeah.
say
And so, Omar,
about.
what do you think of vegan animal defender now saying I'm straw manning him? Like, literally, you are the definition of anti-Semite. Listen to the message. Stop telling me to be somebody that makes you feel good and do what makes you feel okay. I will not. No matter
Yeah, I
how
don't.
many times
Yeah,
you tell me to. I'm not straw manning you. I'm speaking the truth and it's making you uncomfortable. That's a
yeah,
big difference.
exactly. Yeah,
That's who I am. And if you don't like it, I don't care. I'm not going to change for you. It actually makes me more clear that this is who I need to be and why when you
mm,
do this stuff. Lauren speaks the truth. Yeah. I
yeah,
mean,
exactly. I mean,
I'm allergic to 2 things: animal use and lying. So if you
yeah,
don't want to hear a lie, and I'm the first person who will say, "Oh, I put something up on my page and it's not true, so I took it down."
yeah. I saw.
You've seen
Actually, I
me do
saw.
that
Yeah,
before.
I seen it.
Oh,
I've
I don't
seen it.
want to
Yes.
spread news that's not true, right? And
Yeah.
again and again, I'm not using animals to push anything. My free time is used when I'm not on. I've used my platform online. I've shifted my message. Yes. Why? What happened in the vegan community? Why would I have to shift my message around the people around me? Huh. Ask yourself. And also in my free time, what do? I do animal rights activism while they're chanting hate speech, calling for my genocide in jihadi potties. I am standing on the street getting fucking shot at, handing out vegan milk and doing cubes of truth and trying to get monkeys freed from pet stores. Like, like
Right.
I'm an animal rights activist and you would never take that away from me. And I don't care if you think it's like what you think of me because literally I don't even know who you are. So yeah, anyways.
Yeah, exactly,
Um,
Justin. That's the thing. Like, for example, if
yeah.
something were to happen, something horrible were to happen, and Venezuelans were being targeted and hated and everything, I would be like using whatever platform I have to speak about it. Obviously, like, what are you talking about? Like, that's like a
Mhm.
natural thing to do. Like, you want to defend yourself. I don't
Yeah.
see what's the problem. It's very different from what, for example, Joey Carstrom did when he was talking about this thing and he was posting those things he was posting on, and then he was having like this meltdown, like, oh, if you don't agree with this, you can unfollow me and whatnot.
Hmm.
I was like, okay, dude, bye. Like, if this is going to be your attitude, and it's not even, apparently it's because of some donor or something. Okay, my light went out.
Oh no,
Why?
we lost the battery. Yeah, that's what I heard too. Yeah.
So I don't
Um,
know. It's completely different. Like what Joey Carston did, that's
you're
using your
saying,
platform
well,
to talk
right.
about
Well, this
human
guy keeps
issues.
saying that that's what I'm doing, yet whoever he is, there's absolutely no proof of it. I mean, anywhere. You know, why? Because my name is Vegan Yoga Mama. I'm using my platform. Okay. Well,
Right.
too bad. You know, you should change your name to anti-Semitic defender because that's what you are.
Where is Revolta? We need a mod. Yeah, I'm thinking of making Revolta my only my only moderator in
Yeah.
my channel. Yeah, I think so. Because I
Yes.
do need to fight off these trolls, eh?
You did say something about me being a Jew or being from Israel because you told me that I'm using my platform to defend those things. So what do you think
Right.
you're saying? Like you're the one who doesn't even know what you're talking about. Like, can we just make this person go away? Because there's no getting through to them. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm
But
sorry,
maybe, yeah,
VAD. You know I love you, but sadly,
it
this
does.
isn't
Like
it, my
either
guy.
get over
This
it or change the subject. Here's your chance. You've been told over and over again to be a better person. Can you do that?
this just isn't it. So
There he
that
goes.
I'm
Yeah.
timing them out. Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sad because I don't want to do that,
It
but
is so sad. It's so sad. I mean, I do not want to sit here and try to tell people what you're doing is racist. Like, fuck. Over and over, the
mm,
same things. Who wants to tell anybody that? That's not comfortable for us either. You know?
even when communism was destroying Venezuela, I chose to share my political concerns, my vegan accounts for veganism. But hey, no hate, just a thought. Yeah, I
Yeah, and
do.
I
I
put
mean,
vegan stuff on my post on my account too. Yeah. Um, do you have children who have police guard with guns sitting outside of their school, Revolta?
yeah, because that's another thing. I do have like a
Two? Do you have two of
personal.
them?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I do have a
You have
personal
the whole
account
entire
and the
world
vegan
is the
account.
whole world calling for your genocide, or are there problems in your country? Are people rallying in the streets to the thousands every weekend to cheer and march for you to die? Because that's not, see, this is where we get into a problem when you try to draw a moral equation between this and anything else, because there just isn't one. Did they go into their neighbor's house and rip their fingernails off and shove nails into their vaginas and say they're going to keep doing it again to
Yeah,
you? Like
exactly. Yeah.
that's what's
Mhm.
happened, you know? Yeah, I shouldn't have to justify myself, yet here I am. And this is anti-Semitism. And I will fight it because I don't want my kids to have to fight it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a crazy situation. Like, no, I mean, it's not comparable. Like you say, it's not really comparable. I guess like what happened in Venezuela was like it was like a
Here you have a new
progressive. It
you
was
have
a
a new you
progressive thing.
you have a new
RC the
troll.
trans-Nazi. Oh, okay, yeah, I see. This is another one.
Yeah, I mean, listen,
Impersonating RC.
In Israel, right before like October 7th, the Jews in Israel were like, marching in the streets against Bibi Netanyahu. Like they don't like him either. That's just like in America. We don't like our presidents here, but if our country gets attacked by terrorists, we're gonna want our president to fight him back.
Right. Yeah.
Like, and that's the double standard too. Like that itself is a double standard, holding Israel to impossible standards and holding the people in Gaza to no standards. That's anti-Semitism, you know.
Right. Let me see. How can I improve the lighting
Yeah,
here?
exactly.
Cause I.
Islam literally calls for the genocide of literally everyone, even Animal Defender 269 in there, okay? But he's telling me, to not be this people. Yeah, they're ignorant, they don't understand. Oh, Omar, where have you been all my life?
Right.
Are we following each other on Instagram? Please make sure to connect with me.
And I sure,
Um,
yeah, and I sure, yeah. I mean, Omar has some interesting things to say because being an ex-Muslim and someone
yes.
who suffered basically this from this thing, this oppressive uh, mindset and state of the Islamic, you know, the whole Islamic thing, which is horrible. I've met people like I had a boss who is a Orthodox Christian from Egypt, and
Okay,
he told me that the Islamic Brotherhood, the Muslim Brotherhood, something like that, they ransacked their businesses and everything. They threatened their lives, and they
for
had to
sure.
flee Egypt. I was like, wow, I didn't even know that in Egypt there were like these Christian Orthodox people, but they were being, massacred by this
Oh my God,
horrible
that's
Islamic
David
state.
Arenas, isn't it? Vegan animal defender.
No, vegan animal defender is not
Are
David
you sure about
Arenas.
that?
No, I'm sure.
Oh, okay. I know somebody else who just blocked that account a couple days ago for giving him shit, and he doesn't say
Mm.
anything about Israel or Palestine. So go figure who's the problem here.
Open Pandora's box. I think that in general it's pretty crazy how normalized
Yeah,
anti-Semitism. Yeah, exactly. Like
that's it. That's it. I mean, listen, and it's not just and like that's the problem in this movie. That's what I was saying before. Like the fact that, people are trying to say you can't be an animal rights activist if you believe in your own right to exist as an ethnic minority. Like what the hell? I mean, I do need to speak up against that in this community, and you do too, or else it's going to take over the community. I think that's really important. If people really want animal rights to advance, then they need to not be restricting access of entry to people based on where they come from or what they have in their blood. I mean, it's just crazy.
weird thing where you don't see the trolls. Yeah, the trolls are definitely running rampant here.
Yeah. I was just asking if that account was David. Animals are here with us
Ah, no,
because
yeah, no, no,
it
no,
has
but
a
it's
bunch of
not.
pictures of his it has a bunch of pictures of his own
Weird,
words stuff.
weird thing, but I don't see the trolls. Yeah, I don't know that I've been banning them, but it's crazy. Okay, so she mentioned David. I'm pro Zion, but I get crap for it. Yeah, because that's the thing. I didn't know for years I was hearing this word Zionism and whatnot, and I thought it meant something else because that's how they make it sound. Like
Yeah.
like
Well, that's what
Zionism
everybody.
is this, like, oh, we're going to take over the world or something like that, and it's the opposite is true. Like it's just like, hey, Israel has a right to exist. That's it. The end. Like that's it. Like we just want to be. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's just and these people, the Islamic people, they're the ones who want to take over the world. Actually. So
Yeah,
I'm actually very concerned about this because it's not just Israel. They want to destroy that, and then they want to, destroy everything else in
for
the
sure.
Western world.
For sure.
Frederick, somebody said you
So
Muslim
where
or a
am I using
Christian,
so
take
where
care of
am
us
I
using
okay, so
anti-Muslim.
where am I using animals to advocate for anything? You show me. I blocked your account, but go ahead and show me.
Who uses
You
animals
won't
to
find
promote
it
the.
anywhere because it doesn't exist. It's not
It's
personal. It
not
is
personal.
personal. It is. So have you sent messages to every single person who's advocating for Palestine to say the same thing?
Yeah,
Yeah,
probably.
exactly. Probably not.
I don't know. I probably they are because they really don't like it when someone just mentions anything that's not animal related.
Right. But that
But
doesn't
the
make somebody not a vegan, you know? With a crooked nose. So.
okay, right, nose though, yeah. By the way, by, by the way, let me see. Okay, so this is basically just another troll.
Troll.
Let's
My nose is crooked. I
just.
actually think I have a wonderful nose for a Jew, to be honest with you. A lot of people actually think I had a nose job, but it's totally natural.
Right. All right. So Peyton, goodbye. Well, the good thing is that they're being really obvious, so it's easy to just
Yeah.
ban them. I
No,
never
you told
called
me
you
you
not a
didn't call me
vegan.
not a vegan, but you said I am exploiting animals for my politics. So where? Tell me
Do
where.
you
I haven't done
condone Hamas? Yes or no? Yeah, the word is condone, not condom, by the way,
that one. Condemn.
or condemn. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Either way, either you do or you don't. Do you condom? Yeah. Right. Do you prophylactic Hamas or not? Let me see.
Do you prophylactic?
But yeah, yeah, man, this light thing. Why am I being attacked by a light troll? I don't know.
Are
Okay,
you?
let me. No, not really. Like they're hacking my
Yeah, I mean,
ridiculous selfie light. Okay.
the one thing that this movement does not need is like vegans micromanaging each other. Like, what do you think? Like, go out and like stand on the street and get into a conversation with the carnist. Like, micromanaging vegans is not where it's at.
Yeah. So I also
You
speak
know,
out against Joey using
you're
animals.
playing the guitar. Somebody's playing the guitar on Vegan Animal Defenders page, so you're exploiting the animals for your guitar playing.
I also speak out against Joey. I mean, that's the thing. I don't like it when. I mean, sure, I don't like it when vegans kind of do that. That they take their vegan pages and stuff and start promoting something else.
You have
But
another troll here.
I don't
They
know. Six
people are
million vegan. Oh, okay, I see.
God. These people are so demented.
Wow, this is absolutely ridiculous. Let me see. Ah, where do I go here? Let me see.
How long have you had these like trolls doing this stuff?
No, this is just today,
Oh,
because I hadn't had a live stream in a while,
oh,
and I
so they
didn't
like see
know.
you
I
go into
didn't
town.
low key triggered by Joey's video as well, but that would never make me defollow him. Yeah, I mean, it's not that I defollow. I only unfollowed on Instagram because I didn't want to see any more of his posts about that. I was like, I don't want to see this anymore. Like that's dumb. But
Right,
no, I don't unfollow him. Like I see his activism, whatever, and I don't care. Like it's cool, but don't say that stuff because the problem is that these free Palestine or ceasefire people, they never say anything about the hostages. They never say anything about that. Or if
right,
they do, they just mention it like in passing or something. Like,
right. I
oh
mean,
yeah,
I want
well,
a ceasefire. I never wanted anybody to be in a war. Like it's like if you say ceasefire now, you're denoting that the other side didn't want a ceasefire. Of course they do. You know?
continue going this 100 times. Yeah, exactly. I don't think. Yeah, we can move on from
Yeah.
this thing because they're not gonna let it go. But
Well,
we
they
can just talk about something
let it
else.
go when they got called out for showing the guitar and
Yeah.
asked if they denounced terrorism. Then they stopped talking about it. So yeah, we could just drop it now. That again reflects that
Wow,
person.
what a question. Like VAD,
Right.
so you
So
like
you didn't answer
terrorists?
that. Didn't
Yeah,
answer that, and
exactly.
didn't answer me when I said your profile has you playing the guitar, somebody playing the guitar. So now you're exploiting the animals for your guitar playing. You know, I mean,
Yeah,
if I'm
some
exploiting it for my own rights, standing up, but you're playing the guitar, but somehow you're doing better. Good job. Keep it up.
right.
Seriously. So
Oh,
hypocrite is the
yikes.
word for that kind of behavior. You know.
Right. All right.
So yeah, I agree with I agree. We don't need to be that
Just
anymore.
I agree.
So yeah, so I'm trying to get this monkey freed from this pet store. And,
Right.
and we actually like found a sanctuary that's willing to take the monkey. And they have agreed that like they'll pay for the guy to come back and forth and visit the monkey. They'll pay for all the transportation stuff.
All right.
So now we're trying to just get the pet store owners to like peacefully send him over to sanctuary where he can maybe live a better quality of life in a place where he can bond with other monkeys that are the same breed as him and have like maybe more natural environment in a sanctuary outdoors in Florida instead of in the middle of a pet store in Kansas. Poor thing.
Right.
So yeah,
I mean that's crazy. Like having that monkey like in a pet store where like monkeys like I mean obviously to me no animal should be a pet, but like if someone should not be a pet, it's like a monkey. Like that's one of the I don't get it. Like I really don't get it. When I
yeah,
was a kid, I wanted a monkey as a pet because you're a kid and you think, oh, monkeys are so cool. They're like kind of like a human, but with more hair, whatever. and and yeah, I don't know, but it's crazy. Like, why would you want a monkey as a pet? It doesn't even make sense, and it's so cruel to do that to them.
yeah.
She's using it. Right? Okay, okay, VAD, we
Nevaya.
get it.
That's a great question. Is that you mean on these paintings here? Those are like 15 years old. So I didn't even know what vegan was when I made those. But I do know that I need to buy vegan paint now. So thank you so much for pointing that out.
Oh,
It's
right.
so
Yeah.
gross what they put animal products in, isn't it? Like everything. Like, yeah. But I
Yeah.
but I do I will never buy anything without verifying that there are no animal products in it. Um,
Yeah, that's another
from my head
thing.
to my toes. Yeah.
Right. That's another thing that I think when people think of, I mean, plant-based or alternatives to animal use, they mostly go to food.
Mm-hmm.
But we should really need to promote alternative to animal use in, everyday items that we use.
Right.
Because, for example, why is painting, like, why do we have to check if a painting is vegan or not? It's like, what is this? Like,
Right.
it shouldn't be the case. The
Right.
same with so many objects, like we were saying at the beginning of the live stream, and it's crazy. And
Yeah.
then we have these plant-based utilitarians calling us out because, oh well, you drive a car or you do this or you do
Right.
that. Like, bro, like, we live in a horrible world where the people who came up with how society is built didn't care about the animals, didn't care about human health, didn't
Right.
care about the environment. That wasn't a thing.
Totally.
So that's what, and we were born into this thing, into a horrible system of oppression that has us participating in it willingly or unwillingly. That's
Mm-hmm.
the most disgusting part
Most
of it.
people,
Even
I
if you
think,
don't want to, like, you do it.
I think most people do it unwillingly, like unknowingly, and then like they
Mm.
just become so accustomed to it, they're like, oh, yeah, I might as well just keep doing it. Like it's crazy, but
Right.
they do.
To stay
What did we
again,
miss?
but to work, much work. Hey, Omar, we need to have a live stream as well. I would love to talk to you. Let's see. Martin, Ali. Ah, okay, another troll at the end.
Oh
Man,
God,
the trolls
these
are
people are
running
crazy.
Yeah, they're running rampant. They're absolutely.
Anti-Semitism, though. Yes, anti-Semitism. Do I sell my art? Oh no,
That's absolutely
Jesus
crazy.
Christ! Like it's just I can't understand. I can't understand how somebody can have that much hate in their heart. Like it's so sad to me
Yeah, I
for a
mean.
complete stranger, you know?
Okay, so
Oh man.
Navia is asking, do you
I
sell your
know.
art? Yeah.
I know you like this one. This one I was oh I'm like I can't how am I pointing at this one I was really pissed off and I just got together like ah. These I went to like one of those places where they like tell you like mix this and this and draw a line here and color it in, you know.
Mm,
Um,
right.
I do. No, I don't sell my art. I probably should. Um, but oh, you think it's like the same person just keeps popping up as a troll?
Probably the
Yeah,
same person with different
it's
accounts. Who knows at
crazy.
this?
Like,
Who
yeah.
knows at this point? This
Well,
is getting absolutely ridiculous.
yeah. I mean, I think that's yeah. Navia just said that. You know, they're everywhere, and I think like with that the Animal Defender 69 guy. Still, I mean, you don't want me to use my platform to talk about anti-Semitism, then stop making me fucking live anti-Semitism. How about that? You know. And I think that's the other thing that's so frustrating too is like people always say like when they're doing activism, and I bet you Animal Defender 269 is one of the people who's used this argument with people who say, oh, but what about this and what about that, and you always say, oh, well, you can fight and advocate for two different issues at the same time. You can be vegan and stand up for other animal or other rights issues. So yeah, I mean, and again, you keep saying that, but I'm not using animals to promote my human rights.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
using
Like,
Instagram, which is an Israeli invented app. So yeah, I mean, again, like just give it up.
right, exactly. I don't think that
You
counts
don't
as
have to.
using the animals. I don't know.
It's not. I mean,
I
everybody
don't
I've
think.
talked to, except for this person, says I see the difference very clearly that Jews are standing up for their rights and other people are exploiting animals for their politics.
Yeah,
And if you
exactly.
can't see that, then you're part of the problem, Animal Defender 269. And if you want me to go back to animal rights, stop being a raging anti Semite telling Jews not to speak up for their rights to speak against anti-Semitism. Okay? Do you get it now? I would love
Mm,
nothing more. I'm ready when you are. Thank you.
yeah, I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think that's the.
this
I
is
don't know.
the
I just.
this is the thing. I mean, it doesn't matter what his intention is. It matters what his impact is. And I am telling him that he is being anti-Semitic. So it doesn't really matter how he means it or intends it. It matters
Mm,
how it's being impacted. He's saying, "Don't be you on your platform. Do it somewhere else." It's not. It is. It is. Right. You're proving every time you open your mouth you don't understand the issue and you're contributing to it even more. When are you going to shut up? Do you need to have
yeah.
the last word? It is about our ethnicity because our ethnicity is under attack by actually you right now telling us not to talk about it in a certain place. Like literally, no. What don't you get about no? Are you one of those people who needs consent explained to you? Because it seems that way. Yeah, I understand. Where in the world is there no anti Semitism right now? You let me know, okay? I'll be happy to do it there. And if you do it where there's no anti Semitism, then there's no point in doing it. You need to do it where there's anti Semitism. Oh my God, these people. Ugh. AJ, I really appreciate you giving me a space to like speak and define for myself peacefully. I just want to say that.
Right. Yeah.
You've
I don't
never
know.
told me like not to be who I am or not to, or and you understand
No.
like that there's not a moral equation.
No.
Um,
Exactly. No. I
and that
understand where
you
you're
can
coming
fight
from.
up, you can fight for different issues and
I mean, you can, but
simultaneously without,
here's the thing for me. I also say, I mean, I also just like vegan animal defender or David Arenas or any of these other activists. I also think that, I mean, if you're going to be a vegan and you're going to use your vegan platform, whatever, is only for the animals, but then I understand why you're having to do this thing about, because
yeah,
it's about yourself, it's about you're being targeted here. It's not like this is an issue that you have an opinion about, but it's like
right,
far away from you or has nothing to do with you. This is
right,
something that affects you personally
right.
and your family and everything. So this is something that is bigger than, that is it escapes anything else. So I understand why you're doing it.
I
So
totally understand. And I understand too. I think the animals should have their own movement. And that's why I've never said you have to support my rights to be an animal rights
yeah,
activist.
exactly.
If you think that that's a problem, then you need to speak to the people in the movement who are saying you need to support my terrorist simping shit in order to be vegan. Those are who you need to bring those conversations to because those are the only people who are trying to make that a condition upon being a vegan. And you're right. That's intersectionality. That's saying you have to agree with this to stand for this, which I've never done, yet it just keeps happening. So if you want that to stop, then you need to address it at the root of the issue, right? Like not at the people who aren't doing that. Like, you need to go to the
Oh
page
man.
that's now tagging individual vegans and organizations saying you need to make a statement in support of what I believe in order to not be doxxed. I mean, you need to have that now. That's where the problems lie.
Right, that's your thing, because I've never seen you, and this is true. I mean, I see all your posts, all your stories, and everything,
I
and
don't
I've
even
never
I don't
seen.
even use the hashtag vegan unless my post is about animals.
Right, exactly, and I've never seen one where you say, post an Israel flag or you're not vegan or anything remotely
I
like
would
it.
never do that. I would never tell somebody you have to believe in what I believe in to be a good person. I mean, I might say things to make them think about their own choices. I've never slid
Right,
into anybody's DMs to say, look at this reel, or I read this, or this Jew said that. I've never done that to
right,
anybody. And I
exactly,
never
yeah.
would because that's an awful, that's like sending a black person something saying, you're not racist. I'm not racist. This is why. That's horrible. Who would do that? But yet everybody would do that to Jews. Everybody, like, everybody would stand up and say, you can't speak up for your right. Like, did people tell black people they couldn't speak up, when George Floyd died? No, they went to the library and they bought books on how to be anti-racist. Who's read a book on how to not be anti-Semitic?
Yeah, right.
There's tons of them. There's a book called People Love Dead Jews because everybody thinks that they would help Jews, but really they only like the idea of the person they would be when the Jew needs them. And the Jews need you
Wow.
now. So they don't need you to tell them that you're, like, you know, they just need support. Like, you don't have to like support them to be vegan, but like if you care about Jewish people, then you should reach out to them and let them know, because they are in pain, and a lot of it is
Mm,
coming from people that they used to value.
right. By the way, I think to make someone a mod, I actually have to like get out of this. Like it cannot be here in the chat. I have to
Yeah,
go somewhere. I don't know. It's another option or
yeah,
something. I don't know. Well,
okay.
whatever. Well, for the time being, yeah. So yeah, I mean, this thing is really, it's I don't know. It's sad
I
because
mean,
this
with
thing
all,
has caused a divide. Like you. Well,
yeah,
we've seen it here.
yeah,
We've seen it here play out. Like this vegan animal defender
yeah,
it's like no, don't use this platform to say this or that. But the problem
mhm,
is that this thing is just, I mean, there's no other way. Like if I was being targeted right now, I would speak about it for sure.
right. Right. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Vegan cake mama the dumb. Oh, okay. Oh, look, that person told me the truth and it hurt my feelings, so I have to hurt her. Oh, I'm such a big person. This takes so much guts. Oh my God.
Yeah,
Look at me. I'm such
man.
a strong person. I'm so strong. Look at me. Like, the funny thing is that like when I did animal rights activism, I had this picture of my phone of like this big fat guy just like sitting on his thing going like bacon, right? Like, this is the bacon troll. And in my head, like every animal troll, like every vegan troll looked like this person to me, right? Like, they all look like this person to me, this just big troll who doesn't know what they're talking about. um and
Right.
and so yeah. I mean, with all due respect, animals are here with us, not for us. I saw you say like he doesn't come from a place of whatever. Like, are you Jewish? Are you, because it doesn't really matter what place you think. It matters how the people who receive the impact of the words feel. So,
Yeah,
like,
it's
if you wouldn't turn around and tell a black
mm.
person or a gay person who said you were being bigotry, or bigotous, I don't know what if you were being a bigot towards them, if you wouldn't correct them and say no, that's not what we meant. Like, you just sit down and you absorb and you say, oh, this person told me what I said is harmful. How do I not do it again? Why isn't that the first thing that people want to do? Like, I just don't understand, because they want to do it for everyone else.
Yeah, and look at this. This is what I'm
Right.
talking about. Like they have
So,
the Islamic people, they have a religion,
yeah.
a book, two
Right.
books
Right.
basically, instructing them to do these
Right.
things.
Right. And this
And
and
then
the Hamas charter. I mean, the Hamas charter wants to kill vegan animal defender. So
exactly, yeah.
it's like, yeah, I mean, yeah, and Omar knows. So
Mm.
yeah, and for like, again, I don't mean any disrespect, but if you don't think somebody comes from anti-Semitism and you're not a Zionist Jew, like, I don't really care what you think. Like, you can think whatever you want, but I'm telling you that I am the expert on what it is to have anti-Semitism, and that is it. Period. Do whatever you want with
Oh
that.
my God, Heriberto too, man alive. They bloody hell, they're impersonating everyone. This is crazy. This is just
Yeah,
going out of hand.
yeah, it is. Well, I have to go anyways because I have to go get
Oh,
my kids, and I'm not going to waste another instant of my breath on this loser either. So
right.
yeah, but thank you so much for like being a real genuine ally to Jewish people, because there's a lot of Jewish people in the vegan community, and we
Yes.
are vegans, and we are vegans because we don't use animals, and we spend our time doing activism for animals and educating other people, and you don't get to define anything about us. Like, not even how, you don't get to tell us how to use our platforms or our pages or anything. You can do whatever you want on yours.
Right.
But
Oh
when you
yeah.
tell somebody who's fighting up against being attacked that they need to do that less because of where they're doing it, like, no, no, just no. Because you literally would never do that to anyone else in this situation. Like, you wouldn't do it if black people were being rounded up and being like called for being slaved again. You wouldn't do it like if gay people were, having to go back in the closet again. You just wouldn't. We all know that because you don't. So yeah.
All
uh,
right. So yeah, but okay. All right. So you're saying that you have to
I have to go get my
go.
little boys. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's been great having you
Yeah.
here. I wanted to do this because really, when I wanted to talk about these topics, like publicly and stuff.
Yeah.
Really, we talk a lot on Instagram, definitely,
Yes.
but really, I just wanted to give you a chance to also speak about this, in a public forum. Obviously, my
Yeah.
platform is not that that big of a deal, and just a few subscribers, whatnot. But it is a public place where you can, at least you can send that message out there, and let's try to fight against this horrible discrimination that shouldn't happen, especially like in vegan circles. It's really sad, like, oh, you're from this group, so no, we don't want you here. It's like, why wouldn't you want someone else fighting for the animals? That's why I
Right.
don't
Right. Why
understand.
would you try to restrict space or or say like this person? If you're a Muslim, I'd have said the same thing.
Yeah,
No, you
exactly.
wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. Because Omar asked you if you would denounce Hamas terrorism 2 minutes ago, and you
Yeah,
said
exactly.
nothing. You are the problem. You are the reason I have to do this. Oh my God.
Right, exactly.
It's
And
so hysterical.
yeah,
And it's like, I'm not discriminating. I'm so not racist.
right.
Let me hide behind my private
Yeah,
account and tell you why you're wrong. Literally, no. Okay?
yeah, being an animal defender
Yeah,
never
I mean,
really,
literally,
yeah,
literally,
never
literally.
responded. Yeah, never
No,
answered that.
and he's so. You know what? You know who knows for sure they're not
Oh
anti-Semitic?
man,
The anti-Semite.
this is the real
So funny.
Jigger. Yeah, this is Jigger, the friend of Heriberto. He says, I am the real Jigger, but the troll Chan is Jigger. Oh my god.
Oh
Zach,
my God,
stop trolling you anyway.
so
Man
crazy.
alive. Jigger, that's terrible. And Heriberto too, and everyone. That's terrible. They're they're
There was something in
they're
his
making like
show.
they're making like fake accounts with our names and everything, and it's ridiculous.
Is there anything you can do about it?
We've been reporting them left and right, but nothing happens. YouTube can't keep up with this. It's an attack on everyone. It's ridiculous. Well,
Mhm.
like, I'm not gonna take any more of your time.
I'm
You
sorry,
have
I have
to
to go.
to go somewhere, but you know what?
Yeah,
Again, thank you so much for being here. It's been a pleasure. Obviously, it got
yeah.
kind of fiery, but hey, some things
It
we have
always
to
does
talk
when
about.
I'm involved, though. You know that.
No, yeah, but but when I knew when I knew something like this would
Yeah,
kind of happen, but
yeah.
it doesn't
But
matter.
again, I mean, but again, until like more people are saying like get this fucking nonsense out of the movement,
Right,
it's
exactly.
going to it's a virus and it mutates in the hater's
Yeah,
mind, just
definitely.
like it did in the chat with that person
Yeah,
right
exactly,
there.
with the
It's just
troll.
again digging in
So
and
yeah,
bearing down and yeah. All right. Well,
all
thank you
right,
so much again. I really appreciate you giving me the space to define who I am for myself.
all right, of course.
Thanks, DJ.
All
Have a good
right,
one.
thank you.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.
All right. All right, people. So that was Lauren, vegan yoga mama. So yeah, I wanted to talk to her here because this is really sad what's going on. It's something that bothers me because we cannot have a vegan movement, a vegan community, if we keep gatekeeping this thing and telling groups of people, hey, no, you're not invited to this thing because you believe in this or you belong to this group or to this nationality or ethnic group or something, that's not gonna fly, people. We really need to make this thing about the animals and defending them. And it doesn't matter to me, like, if you're a Muslim or ex-Muslim, or you're a Catholic, if you're where you are, you know just be vegan and that's it. Like, I don't really care. And but what's going on with this. All right, seriously, I'm not discriminating against Jewish people. I got nothing to do with her or her being Jewish. It's about, no, dude. But the problem is that when you were asked by Omar if you are against Hamas, you didn't say anything. So I don't know. Okay, so now they are impersonating Ali. This is ridiculous. This is really getting out of hand. This is really. I don't give a flying feather. Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't seem like it. You are about to get pro Palestine hate, AJ. But you are good in my book. Yeah, I knew I was going to get pro-Palestine hate, and yeah, I'm expecting it. But you know what? At this point, I do not care. I see an injustice, I speak about it. And these Free Palestine people or ceasefire people, they never mention the hostages. They never mention anything about the casualties and the families of the Israelis and the Jewish people. They never mention any of this. It's all a one-sided thing for them. And no, I'm sorry, no. And I don't know, it doesn't even mean anything. Free Palestine, like if you say Free Palestine and you don't really, you don't. Let me see, long. And you don't say from Hamas. Do you really want to free Palestine? That's the thing. I don't think so. No, we're not saying that you mentioned that, but basically, when Omar asks you if you're pro Hamas or something, you never answered. So I don't know. I never said that, AJ. Where did you? Where did I say that you said something? I'm not saying anyone here said anything in particular. I'm saying that when people in general, the ceasefire people that you see on Instagram and different platforms, they never mention the hostages. They never mention any of that. Ah, all right. So I get it. So he's Animal Liberation Front. He's in, and he's just 100% Animal Liberation. Please don't fight. Ah, all right. Yeah, I guess he's Alf. Okay, well, to learn. I want them all free. I don't think so. But I don't know. I guess this counts as me using my vegan platform to talk about human issues. I guess I don't know, but we do need to talk about one human issue, which is the gatekeeping in the community. We need to not do this. Ay, no, mijito. Look, you know what? That's it. I'm trying to put you in timeout, but for some reason this thing doesn't let me. The timeout button is broken. Oh my god. What is this? Yeah, no, exactly. Let's see. Zach lost in person all over. He has nothing productive to say. Okay, so Ali has been hijacked also, I guess. Ah, bloody hell. Okay, thank you, Jigger. Bloody hell, mate. This is getting ridiculous. Oh, bloody hell. This is just written with trolls. Okay, so I'm just gonna end this live stream because it's just trolls at this point. So there's no point. Everyone is a troll here. Well, trolls, let me tell you something. I hope you get fucked by an AIDS, terminal AIDS patient. I really hope you get ass fucked by a terminal AIDS patient. Okay? and you get AIDS and die. Motherfucking trolls of the motherfucking shit. Eat dick, fuckers.